Hi, I'm Marco and welcome to Barista. And again, we have another first look video. The Arkle Coast did really well. People like to see the new machines. And if you're after an E61 dual boiler, the new Profitec Ride might be it. So once again, this is unscripted. It's going to be my observations with the machine as it's brand new. Well, kind of based on the Profitec 600 before. It's the last Profitec machine, I think, that's undergone the new PID technology. They've given it a new name, they've dressed it up, and so we're going to take the camera around, spin around and see all the new kind of features and my observations again of the Profitec Ride. So first of all, if you can see, everything's out again. I'm making coffees. It's a brand new machine to us, but it is the original Profitec 600 as previously mentioned, but it's undergone a new PID, and as you can see they've gone for a more toned down look, so it's not the classic stainless steel. So you can see here there's a brushed steel front face plate. Interestingly, on the drip tray you've got a brushed steel top tray, and you've got a lovely recessed mirror finished stainless steel. Over to the side you've got a powder coated black finished stainless steel again, and a real subtle black powder coated cup surround that's going on. So it's a really different look to the original kind of ECMs and the classic look, and Profitec are doing this more on that side of the business, and we're now seeing these kind of more interesting machines from an aesthetic that might match your kitchen, or go in with your more modern, more slick style or design. So one thing, just mentioning the cup surround, I just like grab rails where you can pick up the whole top lid, and it's even got the cups on, and you can always put it down. And if you spin around to the other side, Scarlett, you'll see again there's a nice cutout of the Profitec branding on the rear panel, and also the reservoir tank now, if I quickly show you this, has got a extra little recess there for your filter. So Profitec and ECM do a filter inline into the reservoir tank, and it's a Brita taste aroma. So that's a really nice feature. Going on here, you can see they've got these nice soft rubber mounts. So there's any vibration, you're not going to hear it on the cups, and it just gives it a real nice feel and fit back on the top there. So as you can see, you've got a mixture of the mirror finished stainless and the brushed. And you've got the lovely joystick steam ones with the beautiful manufactured tap assembly that you come to expect with Profitec and ECM. You have the new illuminated on and off switch, and this also flashes to tell you it's heating up, and there's more feedback going on. Obviously the new PID technology that Profitec and ECM have been putting into all their machines, and the obvious, you've got this beautiful pale blue or midnight blue, I'd say more pale blue gauges with black needles. It's a nice complementary colour to the tone of the machine. I will just put my coffee down, show you this drip tray. Again, it's what you expect with Profitec, that lovely rolled edged finish. It's just really soft and tactile. There's nowhere where it's really cutting the skin. It's just nice to touch. You've got this one piece, again, powder coated chassis. You've got an easy access to your OPV if you want to adjust the pressure, so that's really nice and accessible. A place for your steam tip, a place for your blanking disc for maintenance, and again the glide rails, so you can easily locate the drip tray and it slides back into place. All beautiful fit and finish that you'd expect. Okay, the classic tail of the tape. It's good to know this actually, because it's a small, compact dual boiler E61. And the width, we're looking at approximately 30.5 centimeters, 305 mil for the width. The height with the cup surround is approximately 37 centimeters, 370 mil, and the depth without the portafilter handle, we're looking at 44.5 centimeters, 445 mil there. Just before we get into the machine, I just want to give a quick blast on the steam. I've got it cranked up to over 1.5 bar. Got a 1 litre steam boiler in there, just dedicated purely to giving you nice steam. With the joystick, you can push it in any direction, off, back into neutral, or you can kind of do like a feather touch as well. It's just a great feature that Profitec and ECM do on their machines. Yeah, really happy with the steam power on the Profitec Ride. One thing I'm going to say before I forget, because I'm just going through this randomly, the machine, it heats up simultaneously. So when you turn it on, the new PID technology, you can see here, when you do turn it on, you'll start to see the steam increase, the steam boiler here, and there's smaller numbers at the bottom, and your brew boiler as well. So within 11 to 12 minutes, with a little bit of overheat on the elements, this machine is ready for you. So this is one of the new features you get with the Profitec Ride, and something I really want to make a point of. And yeah, they both heat up at the same time. Okay, as it's a dual boiler, I'd just like to test the brew temp stability. And again, this is a scale meter. It's making a little bit of a noise as the water's weeping out. But I've got it set to 92 degrees, and as you can see, it's holding that temperature really consistently throughout the extractor, up to 15 seconds now. This is fantastic brew temp consistency. So what this case does, I've released the nut, so it does, there is water that's kind of escaping into the cup as I'm trying to mimic a coffee puck, and water and the coffee extracting as well. So it's not a great measure, but that was a really, within 1 degree C brew temp consistency throughout the extraction, and that is essentially what you're paying the money for in a dual boiler. So this machine will give you accurate espresso every time, and you can also steam at the same time. So whether you're just making 1 or 2 coffees, or whether you're making a dozen cappuccinos and then a couple of espressos, it's all going to be all really consistent. Okay, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit after that scase test, and the next part, the fun part for me, I'm going to have a little look inside the machine and see what's going on. With this machine, looking at this, I probably only have to take off these back screws to remove the top panel. There we go. Oh, nice. Kind of what you expect with industry leading Profitec machines. Oh wow, this is a really lovely feature. So this is your safety valve and your anti-vac. Sometimes water can escape from these when it's needed as a safety feature, and you can get water that can just spray a little bit in the boilers, and we see that when we service the machines. But this is a new addition. They've actually put a cover that will collect that little bit of excess water whenever it does happen, and it looks like it guides it back into the drip tray with the OPV. This is a really nice touch, and it will keep this machine looking neat on the inside as well. A lovely thing with Profitec and ECM, you might want to come over this way, Scarlett, and see this. I don't know why other companies don't do this. You've got the electrics at the top, so that's your solid state relay. That's your guy car unit there, essentially wiring at the top and not at the bottom of the machine, when if there is a leak, you don't want the electrics getting wet. So I do love that feature. All of the compression fittings, the copper pipe work, all exquisite as you would expect. You've got a 1 litre steam boiler there, and it looks like, I'll have to check in the manual, but it looks like a 0.7 litre brew boiler as well. Stainless steel, insulated. It's just very neat. It's the keep it simple, stupid mentality. There's no extra bits where you don't need them. Yeah, I love that. Very simple, very effective inside. While you're there, Scarlett, I've just noticed, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to point with my brush, but there's like a watch battery there. I don't know if you can see it on the inside of that front face plate where I'm pointing my brush. That's so you can schedule the machine on and off. So that's really great. So even when the machine's off, that little battery will do its thing for you. So I imagine in the PID settings, again Profitec and ECM, you've got this nice scheduling on and off on the machine. Great feature. Come again right down the bottom here, you can see it's that red Ulca vibration pump. you know, and it's mounted, so that's going to be, you know, delivering a nice silent as much as you can with vibration pumps. So this is why the Profitec Ride is a quiet machine in operation with that pump that you can see down the bottom there. Okay, we're going to dive into the menu settings here. Again, it's the new PID technology from Profitec and ECM. Really nice and easy to use, but also very subtle as well, which I like. But before we start, there's some shortcuts. So you can long press the left button. It goes into a sleep mode. It's pretty cool. You can wake it back up again. You can long press the right button and it goes straight to like a pre-infusion, whether you want it on or off, which is quite handy. And you can also just press on and off, and that makes the steam temperature disappear. See, the left does, that's just a left press. That might just then make you go into the menu, and we'll go into the menu now, which is a double press anyway. So here you can see where you can adjust your brew temperature, whether you want it at 91, 92 degrees for a medium roast, higher up for a lighter roast, obviously lower for a darker roast. We'll leave it around about 92, 93 maybe for our salt marsh coffee that I'm trying at the moment. You wait, it sets it, and then it goes back to the menu where you can keep cycling through. This is where you can change your steam temperature. We've got it set to 128 anyway at the moment, which is nice and high. And if I go back into the menu again and start going through them, you'll see the other settings that it has. Pre-infusion, it's got active and passive. You've got an eco mode, which I believe is up to 90 minutes. If I don't press it, it goes back out of the menu. Back into there again, steam, pre-infusion, eco mode, a cleaning reminder, reset reminder, and the advanced user settings are quite handy sometimes. As this is a prototype machine, I actually did go into here and not use the filter or the timer or the clock, but I actually did make a small little adjustment on the offset. But you did see in there as well, you've got the ability to schedule the machine on and off as well with this PID setting. So yeah, it's a quick rundown of the menu, really quick, really intuitive, and what we've come to expect on ECM and Profitec machines. One other thing while I'm here, and this is not really an in-depth guide of the menu, but people might see this, and this is a really good feature of the machine. And basically from cold, you can turn it on and it has an overheat mode, which will basically mean this machine's ready in roughly 11 to 12 minutes. So keep going through these settings on the menu. Fast heating. I'm going to go back through it again. There we go, fast heating on. So basically with this setting on, the machine will overheat basically the elements, and it will be ready in 10-11 minutes. You do a quick cooling flush because it'll be a little bit too hot on the brew temp, but then it'll be ready much faster for you. So this is one of the great new features on the Profitec and ECM machines. Okay, so I can't wait to try a coffee with this machine. I've had an espresso, it was lovely, but I want to do a milky coffee, use the steam power. I've paired it up with the new Profitec Twist, which is their single dose grinder. Again, lovely luxury tactile touch points. The dosing funnel is a magnet, but this also acts as a lightning tamper as well. Really heavy, it must weigh about ½ kilo. It's, you know, everything about this grinder is, you know, really nice to touch and pairs beautifully with the Profitec Ride. It has at the back here like a worm screw adjustment, so you can make real precision stepless changes for your espresso. This is our salt marsh that we store in the Norfolk. Salt marsh is in an old boat shed. It's a lovely single origin. Most of the time it's a Brazil high cup score, and it's quite fruity and acidic when it goes in. But after the salt marsh effect, we find that it gives it this lovely toffee popcorn finish, and it alters the pH scale. So yeah, it's makes it ideal for espresso, I find. So yeah, that's our salt marsh. Actually, I need another dosing funnel, so I'm probably going to do this. nice and quiet as the grinders go. It's approximately 18 grams in there. Yeah, that looks great. Lovely and syrupy. You see here, all dark chocolatey colour, and then it will start going through to the blonding stage. There's no spit around the cup, so that's a sign it's a good grind, consistent and uniform. It's a little bit of a slower extraction this time because I like this rich and toasty, the salt marsh coffee. That is lovely. That's really rich. There's loads of depth going on there. And I was meant to steam milk in this, but I just couldn't help myself and I drank the espresso. But we'll make a flat white with it. Okay, quick purge. And here again with this, you just want the steam tip just to the surface. You get a nice stretching sound. You want that for the first few seconds. And then move it in deeper, somewhere where you're happy with, where you get a nice spinning vortex. And I always like when it's too hot to the touch of your thermometer hand, which is my left hand, and if your fingertips are a bit sensitive, you can use the palm of your hand. And when it's too hot to the touch for either one of these methods, that's, you know, the milk's about ready. Straight off into neutral with a joystick, and always do a little purge after, so the steam and the milk doesn't travel back up into the steam boiler. And if I had a jiffy cloth, I'd do that right away, but just so we can use this crema on this espresso, I'm going to wake it up a bit. Yeah, nice glossy milk texture. There we are. Great texture because it's a dual boiler, so lovely dry steam. Give that a taste. Wonderful. Salt marsh is just so lovely with milk. It cuts through and you've got that depth and that sweetness and that richness and nutty, chocolatey notes. It's brilliant. It's everything you want. Okay, I completely forgot, but it was a first look and all unscripted. But we need to have a look at the accessories, because there is, again, with a quick heat up machine, we've now got these silicone based spouts. So you have one handle, and it's a nice bottomless handle. There we go. And then you can attach either a double spout or a single spout, and they're made in this silicone, food safe grade silicone, because then it heats up the whole machine quicker if you want that fast coffee in the morning. Again, you've got different baskets, which is good. That's a nice larger basket for your bottomless handle shots. You've got your blanking disc for maintenance. You get a nice metal edged tamper. Your group head brush that we've done videos on before to show you how good that is, that iconic group brush. And obviously the drip tray and the manual all fit there as well with this machine. And while we're at it, it's just worth going back from the top. This machine is roughly 2195 ink vat at the time of doing this video, and it's a dual boiler, Vibe pump, reservoir only. So if you wanted a plumbing option, you might want to look at the Profitec 700 drive video that I did a few weeks back. But there you go. All right, so it's a bit of a workshop today, and again, another first look, observations. It's what you come to expect, as I keep saying with Profitec. Can someone argue with me that it's not the best in class, the industry leader, Profitec and ECM, all the touch points, it just feels quality, and I'd love to use that every day at home in my house. And the toned down look now of this new long awaited Ride, which was originally the 600. So this pared down kind of look and aesthetic it might really be what you're after in your kitchen, rather than maybe more of a stainless steel mirror finished look. So again, along with this combo with the Twist and the Ride, this really does offer you something exceptional for high-end home use. And yeah, if you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, please remember to subscribe and like this video. And also, any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below.